I wanted to just start off right at the top because there was some breaking news just as we were filling out here today, and I want to make sure that we update everybody on there. The trial for former President Trump just concluded, and the jury just delivered their verdict. So for those of you who have not been informed yet, he has been found guilty on all 34 counts of fraud. I mean, I think I think it does say something that this happened in New York, where he was born, where he is from, where he has operated. A lot of people who work in construction, who have been, or who, grew up here in the city, knew that he had been involved in these kinds of practices for a very long time. And there was just kind of a lot of folks, everyday people, that have been fleeced and swindled, and I think overall this is about our justice system. It's important to note that despite the initial statements trying to politicize this verdict, saying that it was somehow partisan or Democrats or what have you, Donald Trump was convicted by a jury of his peers that were people here in New York. His defense attorneys, and both sides have the opportunity to screen who the people who serve on that jury are for partisanship. So these jurors were folks that even his own team and his own legal team helped be a part of that kind of initial screening process. This is our justice system. It is a justice system that, for the most part, does not even administer justice equally to all New Yorkers. In fact, usually it is the poorest, and the people with least resources and the most marginalized, and often Black and brown New Yorkers that experience the actual miscarriages of justice, not just in New York, but across the country. And I think what was important today is trying to at least strive for a world where the rule of law applies to everybody. And in fact, usually it is the wealthiest and the whitest and the most powerful people that do not experience an actual accountability or an equal level of accountability in our justice system. And so he has the right, I think, to pursue whatever his legal avenues are. But at the end of the day, this was actually not a political process and not a partisan one. It is one of our legal and justice system that, in fact, he attempted and tried to influence through political intimidation, through bullying these judges, and also, I think, active intimidation of those jurors. So I commend everyone who participated, from the jurors to the judge and everybody, for trying to stave off a lot of the intimidation of that process. And that's the result that we have today. So